Hi everyone, we are card group 18 and we did our game on Crazy 8. My name is Taylor Chin and I helped create the card deck as well as display the card images onto the screen when specific buttons are pressed during gameplay.
Hello, my name is Ariel Montalvo, and I worked on the matching image array, the matching and clicking process, the wildcard, and the audio.
Hi, my name is Ireli Gamino, and I worked on the ThinkSpeak and creating the start window to connect to the rules of the game and to connect to the play window. To start off, we're going to do a demo. This is the start window, and to get to the rules, you would simply just click the rules button, and then the rules should pop up. It takes a minute for it to load in. There it goes. And then you just simply click the exit button, and to exit the window you'd click exit and it would go away.
So once the play window is up, we have a player select of 3 players, but in this case, I'm gonna play player 1, and then we start round, and then a shuffle button. So each player does get a maximum of 5 cards, but there's sometimes a bug where not all 5 cards will display in the player's deck. And then the card drawn will be able to be seen by all the players in the same ThinkSpeak. So in this case, we do have a code where we have a matching suit or numbers. So for this one, the 5 should work. So it does play a sound once it does work. Since these other ones do not match a suit and number, it should give you an error and to pick another card. We also have the draw button, which gives you all the cards back with a max cap of 9 cards. And once the 9 cap is done, it skips your turn. So it's the wild card. Once we do place it, it will place no matter the situation.
Now I will be talking about the beginning of our code. So first we have all of the properties and they include variables that we want to be accessible by all of the functions in the code. So we have the player's cards, player's decks, and various images. Then we have the code for when the start button is pushed. So when it is pushed, we are able to disable all of the images that we don't want and turn on the images that we do want to have. Then that goes to the play window. And when the shuffle button is pressed, then we can run all of this code to make all of the images visible. Then we created the deck of cards, and this is the deck that is ordered in the way we want it. So it goes from 2 all the way to ace. We made another array of cards, and this is the shuffle deck. So we also assigned 5 cards to each player, and after all of the cards are dealt, then they are removed from the shuffle deck. We also separated the cards based on the groups that they are in, such as for the suits, we have arrays for spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds, and this is corresponding to the images that would be displayed for them. We also separated the cards into the specific numbers that they are. So .image 2 would have all of the images of the cards that have 2 in them, and so on. Then over here, we have the image array that contains all of the names of the PNG images of each card. This code specifically is able to take any card, find the index of that card, and display that corresponding card image using access to this image array. So we were able to order the initial deck that we created and this array so that the indexes of each card actually line up. Then we displayed the cards for all of player 1's deck. So for I equals 1, this means the first card that player 1 receives, and here's the code to display it. And here is for card 2, card 3, card 4, and card 5. We also did write the same code for player 2's deck, but we kept it in comments for now. And we did the same for player 3's deck. Then for when the draw button is pushed, we are able to find the type of card that is being drawn and display that card to the next unoccupied location. For example, if the first location card is not occupied, then the card drawn will actually go straight to that location, and so on. This is for the second location, for the third location. So this makes it, when the card is drawn, it goes to the next location that is open. And then we are able to draw all the way to 9 different cards.
Image click. So each image would be able to output their own function. So it is assigned with the same function, which has the suit match, which categorizes the card drawn, which is the one that's displayed for all players. And it also uses this first category, which is the suit match, as previously explained by the arrays imaging. We have the spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds, which will be stored in modified category in this portion. So this basically tells us what suit is the card that's being displayed. And then we have number matching, which does the exact same thing with the if and else if statements. It will string compare whether or not which category this card drawn matches. And if it matches, then that stored value will be in modified category 2. So now we have 2 categories. The first one would be for the suits, and the second one it's for the numberings. So now we have more if and else statements, but this time we are comparing the one that we clicked with the modified categories. But first, we do have the wildcard option. So no matter what, if the card that is being selected is a crazy 8, it would run through the image crazy array first. And if it does match that array, then it would automatically apply the wildcard option, which turns on all the available features. As we could see, it will turn on this portion of the code, and we are able to select whatever suit we want. If that's not the case, then it will first check the modified category. If we select the selected image, if it matches the modified category, so in this case it was a suit, then it will run the code and replace display image. However, if it does not match a suit, it will go to the else if of the number modified category 2. If it matches the number, then it will do the same thing, replace the card, and you apply the valid card. I also worked with the audio reads, which basically we use this function of assigning the X and Y variables and then audio reading the MP3 formats. If none of this is working, so if you have an invalid card, so if the suit doesn't match, the number doesn't match, then we do have an invalid and try again option, and it displays another error, an error sound here. So for the wildcard options, as mentioned, it should run no matter what display card it is. So it's not going to compare the display, but it's just going to compare whether or not it matches the crazy 8s array. So once it does, as I mentioned previously, it does bring up the wildcard options of picking what suit it is. So here we have the diamond select. So here, if it's being selected, then the suit image would be applied, and it will edit the field to diamonds was chosen. And then we also have the ability, then all the wildcard options will be turned off, and it will be the next player's turn. So that we've done this for the diamond, the heart, the clubs, and the spades. And that's basically how the wildcard runs, and it's available for every image click. These are just placeholders. Once the game runs, it does give you a new, as you guys see in the demo, it does give you a different. And that is all for the image processing and the else and if statements.
And for my part of the project, what I did was that I created the start window and simply just connecting the start window to the rules and the play window with the simple function that just the function name, or the app name and apps, comma, event. Then at the bottom, explain what you want to do. So for the exit button, I simply put delete. app. And so when you put the exit on both the play and the start window, it would disclose the entire thing. For the play button, simply just push the play and it should start up the play window. And then for the rules button, it's the same thing. It should open up the rules button, the rules window. As for the ThingSpeak, what I tried to do was that here are the properties right here, the write key, read key, channel ID, read delay, all that stuff, where I defined the function of wait for the other player. And essentially it was supposed to work as that the players 2 and 3 would have to wait for player 1 to finish playing their card and for that data to upload into ThingSpeak. Then once ThingSpeak received that data, it would allow player 2 to run the same thing that player 1 went through and then proceeded to player 3. It's simply with the read key, the data string, and the data table. And continuing on to the send data to other player, it's basically saying that for player 1 to play a card, in order for player 2 to see it and player 3 to see it, it's just allowing player 2, 3, and player 1, 2, and 3 to see the same screen but have different cards. And then for the startup function, we have the channel ID, write key, read key, which is basically what connects the entire game into ThingSpeak. And then continuing on to the start function, the start round button function is basically when player 1 clicks, the button player 1, it enables the shuffle button, while player 2 and 3, it will disable the shuffle and draw button. And then that is it. And also we received the card images from Wikipedia.